Hello, 8th grade parents. On behalf of the 8th grade team, I would like to welcome all of you to our first virtual open house. I would like to begin by introducing to all of you the 8th grade teachers. 8th grade math, Ms. Miranda. 8th grade humanities, Mr. Kabalakin. 8th grade PE, Ms. Morales. 8th grade science, Mr. Barragan. Art, Mr. Sines. Music, Mr. Icom. Our specialist, Mr. Kobo, and our dance teacher, Ms. Gomez. The 8th grade team want each 8th grader to keep the end in mind. And our goal every year is for all our 8th graders to be there at promotion. The 8th grade team look forward to taking selfies with all 8th graders during promotion. Please keep the end in mind. Make sure that you are able to achieve your goals. Thank you for your time, and we appreciate all of your support. Thank you very much.
Hello, 8th grade parents and students. Welcome to 8th grade humanities. My name is Mr. Kabalakin. This will be my 17th year teaching and my 9th year here at KLA, and I'm looking forward to another school year. Just a little bit of background about the humanities curriculum. Humanities is a combination of reading different types of text, writing, and history. We will be doing that in our Amplify curriculum, which is an online-based curriculum. A little something about distance learning. As we all know that last year we were forced into distance learning due to a pandemic. And we are knowing that last year with distance learning, as much as we know this year, we are planning to, or I am planning to make this curriculum more rigorous and challenging. And I know that our KLA leaders will definitely be able to step up to the challenge. This is our grading policy. As you can see here, it's broken down with 35% is formative assessment and classwork, 20% is rubric-based writing, 10% is speaking, listening, and partner reading, 25% is summative, which is like the finals as well as final essays, and 10% is Lexia Power-Up, Vocab App, and solos. Our citizenship points, or our CPA, each student will be given 10 points per week. Points will be deducted due to any of these violations, both on distance learning or in the classroom. Are you eligible for promotion? Is a question that I posed to the 8th graders earlier this year, making sure that they keep the end in mind and thinking for the future, and knowing that their citizenship grade in both distance learning as well as physically into the classroom will be the same. So to always be at their very best. This is our formative assessment and grading scale. As you can see here, it's broken down between 90 to 100% would be an A or an E, 80 to 89% a B or a G in citizenship, 70 to 79% a C and an S or S, 60 to 69 would be a D or an N in citizenship, and a 59% and below would be an F as well as a U. This is an overview of the different types of units we're going to be covering in 8th grade humanities. We're looking at World War II, narrative, biography, and literature, liberty and equality, and science fiction. Looking at different texts such as Benjamin Franklin, Frederick Douglass, and Frankenstein. Our homework will consist of work that is not completed in class, completing Lexia Power-Up, and making sure your leadership logs are up to date. Absence and missing work is the responsibility of the student. If they are missing anything or missing a day or anything, it is up to them to make up that missing work. It is up to them to contact the teacher and ask the teacher for any work that is missing, to check the Google Classroom, and to inform the teacher of days that they are going to be missing. If they have any questions, they could contact the teacher. The reach values is something that we look for in each of our students, and that is respect, enthusiasm, achievement, citizenship, and hard work. Finally, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please email me at lkabalik@mykla.org. I look forward to hearing from you, and let's have a great year.
Hello and welcome to 8th grade. My name is Miss Miranda and I'm your child's math teacher. This year, these are the things that we are using to help during distance learning and to guide instruction. We use the College Preparatory Math, or CPM, as our curriculum. Within the curriculum of CPM, we focus on at least one of the 8 math practices every lesson. We use Pear Deck as an interactive way to get feedback from the students. Each student should also have a notebook at home that they are using to help themselves kind of show work and write things down on. Occasionally, we'll use an e-tool that's embedded into their online textbook within CPM. And then occasionally they also use breakout rooms where they go into another location for groups. CPM consists of 3 pillars as their focus of learning: collaboration, problem-based learning, and mastery over time. Collaboration being the most important, and that's why we use the breakout rooms for them to have a space where they're able to work together and bounce ideas off of each other and get help from each other on a problem and that kind of thing. The 8 math practices is, again, kind of just the way that they're approaching a problem. It could be making sense of a problem and persevering in solving that problem, reasoning abstractly or quantitatively, constructing viable arguments or critiquing the reasoning of others, modeling with mathematics, using appropriate tools strategically, like a protractor or a calculator, attending to precision, just double checking their work, making sure they didn't make any mistakes, looking for and using structure of a problem, as well as looking for and expressing regularity in repeated reasoning. 8th grade focuses a lot on equations. That is the basis of our curriculum and what we need to cover in the standards this year. And so within an equation, there's so many different things that they can do. And so these math practices really help them to kind of hone in and focus on the problem at hand. So I want to thank you for your time and for visiting us today. If you have any questions or any concerns, you can send me an email. My email address is ymyranda@mykla.org, or you can call or text me on my Google Voice number, 619-535-1588. I'm really excited to get to know you and your students this year and work together to get them the best final year of middle school. Thank you and have a good night.
Hello parents, this is Mr. Barragan, 8th grade science teacher for the 2020 academic year. In science, we use Amplify Science, which is our curriculum that meets the California Next Generation Science Standards, a very robust set of standards that will take us and prepare us for the 21st century. Also, it prepares us for the CAST California Science Test at the end of the year. To access Amplify Science, we use Clever as our universal single sign-on tool. And then you would see the icon for Amplify within their Clever portal, and that would give them access to Amplify. Amplify works on any digital device, on any operating system, cell phone, tablet, desktop, Windows, and Apple machine, and so on. This is a screenshot of our Amplify units. We have 11 units. Some of them are what we call engineering internships, where more focused problem-based case studies type of units, and they're shorter than the regular units. Something interesting about Amplify is that it has digital tools and simulations, like the screenshot here for our first unit, and it makes learning fun, interactive, and allows us to experiment with multiple scenarios that we couldn't regularly experience in the classroom. And that's it. Thank you.
Hi, and welcome to the new school year. My name is Christine Morales, and I will be your child's PE teacher this year. I'm sure you're wondering what PE will look like. This is the breakdown. The first 5 minutes or so will be considered the child's prep time. This is where your child will go over their checklist to make sure they have all their materials needed for PE. This is also the time where they'll be working on their leadership log, and I will be taking attendance. Then we'll move into daily fitness. This is where your child will be tracking their resting and active heart rate, and where they will be participating in an active workout reflecting the 5 components of fitness. The second half of class will be their independent learning aspect, which is practice and demonstrate knowledge and understanding of movement, concepts, or skills. The last 5 minutes will be their check-in, where I will be giving closing announcements and informing your child whether or not they turned in their assignments. This is a PE checklist that I provided your child with. They have access to it in their Google Classroom. It states that they should have a clear space big enough to perform all exercises safely. They should place their camera where it can capture them fully on screen from head to toe. Even though I would prefer them to be from head to toe, I understand that space is limited for some. So as long as your child gets good with working the camera so that they are always on the screen is fine. An area with no distractions and interruptions, notebook and pencil or pen, leadership log, water for hydrating. The next few items are optional, which are little towel for drying off, a mat for floor exercises, and weights if possible. Your child should show up to class in their PE workout clothes, which means t-shirt, basketball shorts for sweats, and tennis shoes. Grading policy. 49% of your child's grade is based on their skills and gameplay. This is where a child will be learning about their unit, which is sports related, and about health issues. The second part, 49%, will be based on 5 components of fitness, which is basically when your child is working out. 1% is based on their physical education Google Journal and homework, and 1% is based on their citizenship grade. I hope this was clear, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at kmorales@mykla.org. Thank you.
Good afternoon, KLA students, and good afternoon, KLA parents. My name is Mr. Akobo, and I am very excited to share one of my favorite tools here at KLA, and that is the Google Classroom. What you're looking at is the Google Classroom. This is how all of the teachers, both in primary and secondary, push out their digital curriculum. Now, generally, if you're in the secondary side, your child will have about 6 different Google Classrooms that they would jump to and join those meets in. Now, you only see one here just because I'm using my personal email and that is linked to my Reach class. Now that we're talking about my Reach class, let's go ahead and step on inside. I'm going to take my cursor, move it over to the banner, and click on it, and now I'm in my Reach class. Now, each Google Classroom is going to be different according to how a teacher will organize it or what suits their students best. Before we start talking about the Google Classroom, I want to show you one of my favorite organizational tools. This hamburger button is going to take you to it. You click on that, and then you go to the to-do button. And the to-do button is awesome because it'll take everything that is due, whether it's this week, next week, later, or if it doesn't have a due date, it also places it there. And you can go ahead and see what is due. It also shows you what's missing and what's already done. So it's a really wonderful organizational tool. This would show all of the assignments that the students need to do. So it's a really great tool. I hope all of my students definitely use it this year. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the Google Classroom. This is essentially the front page of the Google Classroom, and it's called the stream. It's right there. Generally, teachers are going to use their stream to really post up announcements or any kind of materials that students might need, but you might not see a lot of assignments posted up here. That is saved up for the next tab. The next tab is titled Classwork, and let's go check that out. I'm going to click on that tab, and it takes me right to it. Now, this is where we get into the meat and potatoes of a Google Classroom. For this year, most teachers are going to be posting up all of their work within Classwork. Students are going to be able to scroll up and down. Now, because of this, we are just starting the year right now. We don't have too much information on here. I have some assignments and I have a lot of materials. But as the year progresses, scrolling up and down is not going to be that effective. It'll be a lot more efficient to find what you need if you go through the topics. Now, again, I have 3 topics right here. I'm going to be adding more as my Reach class progresses. However, the topics that I have might not be the same topics that a teacher might put in, because all Google Classrooms are going to be slightly different according to the teacher. We have daily posts, learning logs, and weekly student bulletins, and this is materials or any kind of assignments. Now that we're talking about assignments, let's go and check one out. We can click on this right here, and now students can see this, and they can pop open a document, and the teacher can upload whatever kind of document they need, whether it's a Google Doc, a Google Sheet, a form, a PDF that is going to be written on. They can also pop in through View Assignments and see the exact same thing on a different form factor. Now, after they click on this, it'll take them directly to that material. Once they are done with whatever assignment they can do, if it's a Google Doc, they can turn it in from the Google Doc, or if they like, they can come back to the Google Classroom and turn it in. Now, let's say they have some problems. They can jump over to the private comment section and type in their private comment. Perhaps they need help. Perhaps they need some clarification. This is going to go directly to the students or the teacher's emails, and they can get some help that way. So it's a great communication tool, and it's also a wonderful organizational tool. Now, let's jump over to the next tab. This one is the People tab. The People tab shows exactly who is involved in the Google Classroom. For teachers, I have myself and Ms. Sartain in here, and then I have the students within my Reach class. Now, this is what students would see. On the teacher interface, we have a column right here that is filled with emails or guardian emails. So this is where you come in. If you would like to receive a daily, weekly, or monthly update on your child's Google Classroom for any of them, make sure to leave your email with their their teachers, so that way they can set you up for guardian summaries. You'll receive an email, and then they'll ask you how frequently you would like the guardian summary sent out, and then you can have that way. Fantastic. That is all I have to say about Google Classroom. I really, really love it. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in person later on today at the virtual open house. Thank you so much.
Hello parents, this is Mr. Barragan, 8th grade science teacher. I will help you get to know the apps we use in 8th grade science. There are a lot of apps that we do use. The reason being is they are an extension to our curriculum, and they provide enhanced learning opportunities for students, very unique opportunities. Let's go over those. First things first, we use Clever. When students log into their Chromebook, Clever is the single sign-on system that recognizes their account. And so it is the easy way to access all of the learning applications that we use. You can see it at clever.com when they log on. And that picture on the right-hand side, that blue screenshot, is an indicator that they are on the right site. And this is what it looks like when they log in to their Clever portal. Next is Pear Deck. This is a very unique tool we have been using lately during distance learning. It is an interactive presentation tool. It helps us when we use our Google Slides, and every teacher gives the student a unique link for that specific lesson, and they log in with their KLA account. When the teacher gives them that link, they open up that slide and they can get started. Here's an example of how the interaction is portrayed. Okay, next is Flipgrid. This is the video discussion platform. The teacher creates the account and the groups, and it helps us as educators see and hear what students are saying. Every discussion, right, has a unique link, and that's provided by the teacher. Students record their responses. They can edit their responses with filters, and they can make it fun and colorful. Okay, and they log in with their KLA account as well. So if they are in their Chromebook, they just click login with Google, and it records their account. Here's an example of an assignment. On the left-hand side, you see instructions. On the right-hand side, you see a sample of my recording, and then the students would reply, and that would record their assignment. Next is Khan Academy. This is basically a free website, learning website, and it is aligned to our state standards, and we use it predominantly for our math department. The teacher chooses the lesson they want the students to work on, and that link is shared with that class, typically via Google Classroom. And they log in with their KLA account. Here's an example where they would join the class initially, and the teacher would have given them a class code. Okay, next is iExcel. This is a learning platform that supports our math department as well. It provides analytics and about specific skill levels, and it has an ongoing diagnostic that shows the students improving in their skills. It has a unique login, so it's not their KLA account. It has a unique login that's given to them by their math teacher. And this is what that website looks like. And finally, YouTube is resourceful for education as well because it provides a variety of audio-visual materials. And is provided by the teachers on a case-by-case basis.